Новий критик міністра оборони опозиційної партії в парламенті Джеймс Безан говорив на трирічному конгресі, що Канада могла би багато більше допомогти Україні.
Дорогі глядачі, продовжуємо сьогоднішню передачу тут із мобільної нашої студії 27-го трирічного конгресу українців Канади. І з нами тепер тут пан Джеймс Безан, міністр парламенту і міністр охорони Канади. So, Mr. James Bezan, welcome again to our show.
Great having me on. Thanks.
This time we're in our mobile studio here at the Ukrainian Congress.
You're in my backyard here in Winnipeg?
Yes, home ground.
Yep.
So, Shadow Minister Bezan, we just saw the Doors exhibit brought to here by the UNF as a gift to the delegates on the 90th anniversary of the UNF here at the Congress. What did those doors do to you, or what do they mean for you?
Actually, it's emotional. Not only are you seeing doors from schools, from apartment buildings, from businesses and government offices, but you're seeing the damage that was done to them because of the Russian invaders, and you can see it and you can smell it. Some of these doors are charcoaled. They definitely, artillery blast has left its mark. And when you can walk in and see, smell, and feel, you almost feel like you're right there. And you can only imagine what type of horror was being lived out to create that much damage. And the poor innocent people that were trapped behind those doors as Putin's henchmen were busting them down. It pulls at your heartstrings.
Well, thank you very much for visiting the exhibit. We're hoping and planning to have it throughout Canada and the United States.
I think it's a great way to increase awareness of the war and the actual individual personal harm that it's creating in Ukraine.
Now, how about, at the Congress here, you're responsible Shadow Minister Defense. Does the Conservative Party under our new leader, does it have a specific plan? Now, I know in your speech to the Congress you mentioned that Canada is not doing enough in terms of armaments. Could you get into that a little bit more with us?
Certainly, the Conservative position here has been, the same for a number of years, and Pierre supports Ukraine 100% and supports the Ukrainian-Canadian community and applauds everybody that has stepped up to help push Putin back out of Ukraine. So, we stand with the government in everything they've done, and we support that, but we call on them to do more. Canada can and must do more. And despite being the fifth largest contributor financially, despite the fact that we've already given a number of vehicles and lethal weapons and missiles and training
facility,
Operation Unifier, which was started under our previous Conservative government, it continues on to this day now in Romania and the United Kingdom. But we need to do more. So train more Ukrainian troops to NATO standards. We need to look at we have a current inventory that we may not need here in Canada, such as our light armored vehicles, whether they're the Bizons, the Coyotes, or our M113s. They should be donated to Ukraine. We have Roll 3 mobile hospitals we bought for the COVID pandemic. They're still sitting in the containers. Were never used during the pandemic, so let's send them over there. The quicker that we can triage any of those traumatic injuries that are being experienced on the front lines as Ukraine fights for freedom and democracy, and they're sought to protect their own families and communities. The sooner we can get them in front of a hospital, we increase survival rate and even possible return back to the battlefield if they're able to. So these are simple solutions. They're actually material that we already possess, and we should be moving those over as quick as possible.
Now, just a few days ago in Toronto, we had the opportunity of listening to Mr. Browder, right? The man that started the Magnitsky Act. And he made a statement that we've all been thinking about, but he publicly stated that the West is giving Ukraine enough arms to not lose, but not enough to win. What do you think about that?
Well, Bill Browder's a buddy of mine, and I met with him last week as well, and he's That's right, and that's why I said in my presentation this morning is that the only way this war in Ukraine ends well is that Vladimir Putin and his war machine is pushed back into Russia. Every square inch of Ukraine must be liberated. And that's the only way that we're going to get to peace in Ukraine, peace in Eastern Europe, and peace for the world. A defeat of Putin and his Russian thugs is the best possible outcome. And that means every inch of Ukraine has to be liberated. That's Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhzhia, Kherson, and Crimea.
Well, on that positive note, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me on the show. It's great seeing you again.
Дорогі глядачі, це наш дорогий приятель нашої передачі, нашої громади із далекого Вінніпега. Дуже приємно.